Hi students! Today we would be listening to a story of a brave little girl Bholi written by Mr. K.A. Abbas. Ramlal was a prosperous farmer who had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. The sons were off to cities for education and the sisters were married or were in the process of being married. The youngest of them all was Bholi. Even though her actual name was Sulekha, everyone called her Bholi to signify her deficient intellectual development. She was a mentally challenged girl. When Bholi was 10 months old, she had fallen off a cot which might have damaged her brain. Bholi was a beautiful girl when she was born, but when she turned 2 years old, she had an attack of smallpox due to which her entire body got covered with deep black pock marks. She stammered when she spoke, so everyone ridiculed her as they considered her to be foolish and ugly. When Bholi was 7 years old, a primary school for girls was opened in their village. The Tehsildar Sahib told Bholi's father, who was a government servant, that he should set an example for the villagers by sending his daughters to school. The father was now obliged to follow the Tehsildar's order. But Bholi's mother thought that sending girls to school would bring disgrace to the family and no one would want to marry such girls. So eventually they decided to send Bholi to school as they did not have any hopes for her marriage even otherwise. When her father asked Bholi to go to school, the poor child did not even know what a school was. She thought that she would be sold away just like her dear cow Lakshmi was. Later, when she was being readied for the school, she got to wear a clean set of clothes for the very first time and her matted hair received a touch of oil. That was the time Bholi felt that the school might be a better place than a home. On the first day of school, Bholi was scared, but she was also delighted to see little girls like her. She was busy admiring the colorful pictures around her when the teacher asked Bholi what her name was. She attempted to say her name but stammered. Tears welled up in her eyes as she noticed that the whole class was laughing at her. But fortunately, Bholi had a wonderful teacher who did not demean and ridicule her for her defects like everyone else. The teacher called the timid little Bholi to her table and encouraged her to speak. She gave Bholi a picture book to read and told her that once she finishes reading the book, she would get an even bigger one, and that eventually Bholi would go on to become a learned, respected person. This gave Bholi immense hope and confidence. Years passed by and now Bholi's parents were thinking about her marriage. They were considering Bishambar's proposal for Bholi. Bishambar was a rich grocer and demanded no dowry, but he was of Bholi's father's age and the children from his first wife were also quite grown up. However, Bholi's parents were more concerned with getting rid of this senseless, ugly girl whom they considered to be a burden. The groom was from a different village and was unaware of Bholi's flaws. On the day of wedding, the groom came with so much pomp and splendor that Bholi's parents were overjoyed and her sisters got jealous of Bholi. When the groom was about to garland the bride, a woman slipped back the silken veil from the bride's face Seeing Bholi's scarred face, Bishambar paused and did not garland her. Bishambar now demanded a dowry of 5,000 rupees if he were to marry this ugly girl. The father begged Bishambar to settle for less, but he would not budge. Finally, Ramlal had to cough out the amount in order to save the honor of his family. Seeing the money, the groom was ready to garland the bride with a triumphant smile. But just as he was about to garland Bholi, she struck his hand and threw the garland in the fire. Bholi stood up with rage and called out her father in a clear voice without stammering. Everyone was surprised to see this. Bholi refused to marry this despisable, greedy man. The relatives and the family members were shocked to hear this. Everyone ridiculed her for being a shameless, ugly woman. The groom's family went away angrily. Ramlal's head hung low in shame. When everyone left, Ramlal asked his daughter what she would do now that no one would marry her. Sulekha calmly replied that she would look after her parents in their old age and would teach in the same school that had taught her so much. Her teacher watched all this with a deep sense of satisfaction at how her student had turned out to be a strong-headed, independent woman. So today we have learnt how little encouragement can go a long, long way in defining a person's character. The teacher's little guidance and motivation shaped Bholi into such an amazing person. That's all for today, students. See you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.